Hello explorers, welcome back to English Explorers with Ridhima. In our last video, we discussed prepositions of place, those small words that help us describe where things are. Today we are going to shift gears and focus on prepositions of time, which help us talk about when things happen. Time is one of the most important aspects of communication, so understanding these prepositions is key to speaking English fluently. Let's get started. A preposition of time is a preposition that allows you to discuss a specific time period, such as a date on the calendar, one of the days of the week, or the actual time something takes place. Prepositions of time are the same words as prepositions of place. However, they are used in a different way. You can easily distinguish these prepositions as they always discuss times rather than places. Why prepositions of time are important in English grammar? Using prepositions of time accurately is crucial in English grammar. They help it to establish clear chronological relationships between different elements in a sentence, communicate an event's time accurately, allow you to express more complex time-related concepts, and ensure precise and effective communication. Prepositions of time tell us when something happens or for how long. They are often used with days, months, hours, and even general time periods. For example, I will meet you at 6 p.m. We are going on vacation in July. He left after the meeting. Let's break down some of the most common prepositions of time and how to use them. Common prepositions of time are at. It is used to refer to specific times such as exact hours, points in time, or even holidays. For example, I'll see you at 9 o'clock. The event starts at midnight. We usually meet at Christmas. At pinpoints an exact moment in time, whether it's a clock time or a particular event. Next, we have in. In is used when talking about longer periods of time, like months, years, seasons, or parts of the day. For example, we'll travel in December. She was born in 1990. I like reading in the evening. When using in, you are usually referring to something within a longer and undefined period of time. Next, we have on. On is used with specific days and dates. For example, we have a meeting on Monday. Her birthday is on January 5th. They will visit on Christmas time. Whenever you're talking about particular days, on is the correct preposition to use. Before means something happens earlier in time, and after means something happens later in time. So, the before and after prepositions are also important for expressing time relationships. For example, we will meet before lunch. I will call you after the evening. These are simple but very useful when describing the sequence of things. A common mistake is confusing in and on when talking about dates and times. For example, you might hear someone say, I will see you in Monday, but the correct form is I will see you on Monday. Just remember, on is for specific days and in is for longer periods like months or seasons. Prepositions of time and prepositions of place have some overlap and sometimes they can be used interchangeably. In this section, the concept of how prepositions of time relate to prepositions of place will be discussed in detail. Firstly, prepositions of time and place can both be used to provide specific information in a sentence. For example, the school is on the left side of the street. The class starts on Sunday. Secondly, some prepositions can serve both as prepositions of time and place depending on the context. For example, the prepositions in, on, and at can be used for both the cases. In can be used for a specific place also. She is currently living in London. He dropped his keys in the river. On can be used to indicate something is on a surface or attached to it. There is a picture on the wall. The cat is sitting on the table. At is used for specific locations and points. We will meet you at the library. He will be waiting at the bus stop. Understanding the nuances of how prepositions of time and place relate will improve your overall language skills and help you navigate complex sentences with ease. Becoming proficient in using prepositions of time and place requires continuous practice and attention to context. Engaging with diverse exercises, listening to native speakers, and producing written text will help you master these essential grammar elements. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to English Explorers with Ridhima, and click the bell icon so you don't miss our next lesson. In our next video, we will cover prepositions of direction. So stay tuned and don't forget to leave your questions or examples in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Stay updated and keep learning.